7 decor pieces that will instantly elevate your home. Want to take your living space from meh to magazine worthy? Well, it doesn't take a full remodel, believe it or not, or a hefty budget. Sometimes the right decor pieces can do the heavy lifting for you. These 7 elements are guaranteed to add instant elegance to your home, and trust me, you're going to want to stay till the last one because it's so good. As you guys know, we have pivoted a little bit on this channel. We are keeping all the red elevator content, which has to do with interior design, on this channel. Nothing has changed, nothing will change. However, the vlogs, the behind the scenes, the nitty and the gritty, the fun and the excitement, the everyday stuff has moved to a new channel called Nina Takesh Vlogs. So if you're missing those vlogs, it's because we've moved them to a different channel. We will link that channel below. Make sure and subscribe so you don't miss any of the behind the scenes. 1, textiles. So nothing brings coziness and sophistication together quite like textiles. So how can you do this? Easily, you can do this with throws. Throw blankets can do wonders in a space. And imagine if they are beautiful and they are plush and they almost have a faux fur quality to them. Also, hand-woven large cable knit blankets are also a great idea because they bring texture, and they can also function as art, adding both color and warmth to your living room or bedroom. You can rotate them seasonally to keep things fresh. Rugs. Rugs are the foundation of your space. They have the biggest impact in your rooms, and you can easily transform your space just by changing out your rug. And it just so happens, guys, that I've designed, as you know, a line with Ruggable, and I have been really enjoying seeing my rugs in your homes. And now we decided to do a 2.0, a new version of them, because the collection did so well, thanks to you guys, that we introduced some new rugs. And these rugs are washable, which make them great. They are easy to maintain. You can spot clean them. And if you have pets, they're even better. Whenever you need to anchor your space, think about your rugs. All of my rugs are going to be linked in the description section below in case you want to peruse through the best collection of rugs. They're all designer approved, as you can imagine, and they would make a huge impact in your space. The next important element to interior design that's going to make your space feel really incredible are window treatments. And I mean well done window treatments. So floor to ceiling curtains are my favorite. Ripple fold, for many of you who book consultations with me, I have a beautiful ripple fold curtain in my office and I often reference it. So I'm gonna throw in a video here so you guys can see what fold I prefer. I like it to be a clean fold because I just don't want the room to feel messy. I don't want everything to be homogeneous and perfect. As you guys can see, we do things that are wild. However, I think having your curtains beautifully line up will make the room feel very elevated. And then you can bring something that's wild, something that's not symmetrical into the space as your decor. Speaking of consultations, if you guys need to book a consultation with me, I'm just a Zoom call away. All you have to do is click the link in my description section. My calendar comes up through the expert and we can get on a Zoom for 25 or longer minutes. And I have had the best time and the best sessions with you. I had a session the other day with a client that had everything in bullet points and colored and PowerPoint and everything was done so well. She could not believe what we accomplished in an hour. She said, we accomplished more in this hour than I did with the 20 hours I spent with my interior designer. Gotta say. Now here's a pro tip when you're doing your interior design. You need to stick to a cohesive color palette and you want to avoid visual chaos. And the way that you do that is really the best way to make sure that your home is of one, meaning it's one beautiful unit. Pick a color palette. Google, earthy color palettes. You will see lots of different palettes come up. Pick the one that speaks to you and stick to those colors. And since so many of you asked today, I really brought my holiday A game. My sweater is from Urban Revivo, which I love. I love the shape of it, how it like cinches in. And my skirt is oh so fun, and it's by Marielle Stockelar. Something in warm wood. You can never go wrong with warm wood. We are pivoting quite a bit lately with my design clients, and we are moving away from the light, cerused, whitewash woods that are just plain white oak. We are doing something that's warm. I always say decorating in warm is actually a lot easier than decorating in cool colors. So you will have a much easier time being able to find accessories and making it look good. Warm woods are intrinsically timeless. So they're going to look wonderful in your space. I love having a moment of them. You don't have to have everything in warm wood, but just bringing in a wood coffee table, or even, without changing anything else in your home, bringing in warm pieces of wood really can become not only sculptural. You can bring in any mid-century pieces that are made of wood. You could bring a bowl, a dining table, anything that feels organic in your space that's warm is going to look great. Another great thing about wood is that it ages beautifully. Scratches, dings, only patina the piece over time and make it feel so much more earthy, so much more loved, so much more interesting. So don't be scared at all with regard to mixing your woods. I've had a lot of clients who get worried because their floors are lighter than the pieces we're bringing in, but I say absolutely do not worry. That's what makes it beautiful. It's this layering that's going to make your space look great. And if you are hesitant about introducing warm wood colors, start small. Do trays, coasters, bowls, anything. These touches, while subtle, can tie a room together nicely. The next most important way to elevate your space is one-of-a-kind original art. And this is something that I have preached and will preach till the end of time, that it really makes a difference when it's original. So try and shop on Etsy, try and shop on eBay. I find a lot of great pieces on eBay for clients who are decorating secondary rooms and don't want to spend a lot of money on art. And it just is a very beautiful way to bring in something that is decidedly different, that's artistic, that blends in a lot of uniqueness into your space. And think about scale. It's really important when you bring in your art that you don't have a tiny piece of art on a very big wall or vice versa. Because art can make a very big statement, you want to go large. To me, large art makes a very beautiful impact in a room. As you can see in this room, I have a very large piece of art, which I absolutely love. It makes a giant statement and it works. This is a painting, in fact, of Kate Moss, done by a very incredible artist by the name of John Millay. But you can do anything. Anything that speaks to you is what matters, and it can anchor your space. Now, once your walls are styled, it's time to think about how to light them. Now, lighting beyond overhead fixtures. So you cannot rely on overhead lighting. We've had this discussion before, and it's important to note that layering your light is where it's at. It creates a depth, it creates dimension, and it creates a cozy atmosphere. Not to mention, it makes you look extra beautiful when people are visiting. You want everyone that comes into your home to feel beautiful, to look beautiful, and believe it or not, atmosphere is very important when you're hosting. Atmosphere is very important when you're living. You want to feel comfortable in your own home. You don't want glaring lights. My recommendation is 2800 Kelvin. You cannot go wrong with it. It is the best possible mix between, super white and super warm. It is a perfect combination. Now, table lamps are also one of your favorite friends. These table lamps or bedside lamps or any kind of lamp is not only going to look sculptural and artful in your space, and I think they are one of the best decor secrets out there, is to just throw in a lamp, whether it's in your kitchen, whether it's in your dining room. I love putting a lamp on a counter in a kitchen. It's something that Tom Ford has done forever. And it's something that has now, picked up a little bit of steam, but I really think it's beautiful, it's unexpected, and it is sculptural. Floor lamps are also one of my favorite ways of changing and decorating your space. Perfect for a reading chair or a nook, dark corners that need a little brightening element. They really can transform your space. And sconces are like jewelry, they're like earrings. Make sure that you place your sconces perfectly, because time and time again, I go to people's homes or I'm driving around and I see placements of sconces that just bewilder the mind. You want it to be a pair, you want it to be at eye level, and you want it to make sense. Don't just randomly put sconces, that's really important. Bonus tip, put a dimmer on every single light switch. It's not expensive to do, and it will allow you a plethora of options when you are entertaining. By the way, a lot of you who watch this channel have not subscribed yet, so I'm going to take this little itty bitty second to ask you to just click that subscribe button. It takes just a second, it doesn't cost anything, and it will help the channel tremendously. It'll help me to bring you even better content, to work even harder, and to be able to give you guys exactly the kind of interior design content that can definitely change your lives. Number 5, catch-all trays, bowls, and baskets. This is the best way to get rid of your clutter. There is clutter everywhere, and I am the type of person who rearranges and reorganizes on a regular basis, and I can't tell you how much clutter we have. However, I've got little baskets everywhere. I have them for the dog toys, I have them for my laundry, I have them for, to-do items that I need to take care of that I don't know what to do with, they go in there. And it's a great way to keep things organized without it being unsightly. So make sure and espouse this great catch-all concept. Now, if you want to make it look intentional, which I love doing, stick to materials like marble, wood, or ceramics for trays and bowls. I love the scalloped marble trays. I think they're just so beautiful, especially in the dark colors. And grouping things together, like-minded items together, always has a beautiful sort of vignette feel to it. You can also group things like candles and books and vases on a tray to instantly tidy up a surface, especially on your coffee table. And woven baskets are also very pretty for remote controls and odds and ends that you don't need to see in, but keep things tidy. Okay, number 6, mirrors. There is nothing that transforms a space faster, more efficiently, and more beautifully than a mirror. So get them, display them, and make them your own. Find individual mirrors like the ones we have in this video that are different, that are artistic. The frame should be fun. They can be from a flea market. Maybe they're asymmetrical. Pro placement of your mirrors is also very important. So here is a tip. Hang your mirror opposite a window. What that will do is it'll bounce natural light off of that mirror and around the room. And it's a trick designers swear by, and I'm telling you, it is what we do in many of our cases, and it gives the illusion of a much bigger space, which is important. And I love a unique asymmetrical mirror. They're very easy to find these days. Just type asymmetrical mirror in Google, and a host of them will pop up. Now, here is for my last and best tip. I've saved this for last because it has a giant impact in spaces, and it can be done for pennies on the dollar. And I mean that. And by pennies on the dollar, I mean you can literally change a space by hanging a floating shelf. 1, 2, maybe bring in a bookcase. It's easy to do. We all have bookcases, but you could easily buy a floating shelf, and on that shelf, you can display some of your favorite things in a way that has a lot of interest. So perhaps you can place a small piece of art that leans against the wall, a beautiful vase with a plant in it, a vase with branches in it. There are so many different ways of floating shelves in your space, or even putting a ladder and using that as a bookshelf. I've seen bookshelf ladders that are very chic. Mixing books with them, of course, is very important. Decorative objects and sculptural objects on these bookshelves can make a huge difference. And we do them in every one of our client homes, client offices, client everything. And one thing that people love is the way that we style them. So a quick styling formula that I like to share with you, for example, in this project we completed recently, is we group in odd numbers. So 3s, 5s, obviously odd numbers are always great. You want to group things that are alike, and then you want to have balance. So you want to mix your heights with your textures, and you want to add personal touches like framed souvenirs from your travels or a piece of art done by your kids. During the holidays is a really good time to get your hands dirty, start moving things around, bringing these 7 elements into your space. You will thank me, you will love your home, and it will make a transformative difference. I can't wait to see you guys again next week on this channel, Red Elevator, when we will be diving yet into another very interesting topic, so make sure and tune in.